Hello, everyone. I'm Elena Semino from the University of Lancaster, and I am a linguist. I have been interested in language and languages since I was a child. I was passionate about learning English when I was very small. I studied ancient languages at school, but it was only at university that I discovered that there was a science of language, that language could be studied as an object of analysis, not just as a human faculty, but the main way in which human beings come together and communicate. And that, for me, was one of those light bulb moments when I realized that could be something that I could do as a job. And that got me to where I am now. Because we're all able to speak, and most of us are able to write and read, language is sometimes treated as transparent, that it straightforwardly reflects reality. But that is not the case. Language always constructs reality as well in a particular way. Becoming aware of the implications of linguistic choices, especially when talking about sensitive topics such as illness or dying, is particularly important. And in healthcare, there is also communication between people with different kinds of expertise and different positions of power. Healthcare professionals have professional expertise and patients have lived experience. But those two types of expertise can sometimes clash, including in terms of the vocabulary that is used. When you have tests to see whether you have a particular disorder or something is wrong with you, and the results come back, the result could be positive or negative. But a positive result often means bad news, whereas a negative result is either neutral or it might be good news. In everyday language, that is precisely the opposite. Positive is good and negative is bad. This is a very simple thing, but actually that language reflects the perspective of the medical professional who was looking for something, and if they found it, the result is positive. So in the patient's perspective, usually the patient would prefer it, depending on the test, that the scientist doesn't find anything at all, and so negative would be better news. So this is just one example of the many ways in which language in healthcare can be problematic because there are different perspectives involved. And healthcare professionals may not always be aware of the technical vocabulary they use. The same applies to words such as aggressive or progressive in relation to cancer. They're technical or semi-technical terms for healthcare professionals, but they might have very live associations for patients and their families. One of the findings that definitely surprised me and my colleagues was in the study of how people with cancer write about their experiences on an online forum dedicated to cancer. What we found as we were doing the analysis is how often people used metaphors humorously or just basically use humor to cope better with their experiences, to make light of their experiences in a kind of empowering way, and also to build communities so that particular threads involved in jokes that you only understood if you were part of that community. And so we ended up writing chapters and journal articles on humor and cancer that we never expected to write. Joining the consortium is something I've been looking forward to for a long time. The really exciting things are how international the mix is with universities from different parts of the world, how interdisciplinary it is, so that people have different kinds of expertise, how everybody is absolutely at the top of their game, which means that we can really do things together, but equally how everybody is open and enthusiastic about other people's perspectives. So my hope is that it can add value to everybody's research enterprises, but also create something that is much more than the sum of its parts in terms of what we can do. The challenges we face in healthcare are global, and therefore the best way to address them is to work collaboratively in the way that the consortium will do.